Story time, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have a different sort of video to react to. We're going to be reacting to a story, but in like a drawing form or something like that. The thumbnail really got me. It showed Elgron and a tiny person in the middle of the ocean. And the title of the video was, what would you do in this situation? So let's see what we would do and react to the drawing of this man's plight. The creator's name is Storyboards. Big shout out to them, and let's get right in here. What would you do in this situation right here?
What if I told you that this
is a
real sea creature you could encounter in the ocean?
That's facts.
Or how about this?
Looks kind of creepy. That's just a crab, you know? I'm staying far away from that, regardless.
Look at this guy. You're just
Goblin
going for
shark.
a nightly swim. Boom. This dude takes your calves off. I
Not the
already have a
calves,
little
bro.
bit of thalassophobia.
That's that water fearness or
Even
whatever
after
it
just
is.
reliving some
I
of these
understand.
memories I'm about to share with you, I may never want to step foot in the ocean again.
Ooh, sounds like we got a
A few
spicy
years
story
ago,
loading
before the
up.
release of the first Meg
Guys, if you
movie,
haven't
I
yet,
was in
scroll down, hit
Florida
that
with some of
subscribe
my
button real
family,
quick.
and let me
Almost
tell
to a
you,
million.
I think I'm part fish, dude.
Oh.
Like, I can swim like nobody's business. I was
Same.
born underwater. And I also
was
love
born in a hospital.
seashells. I think they're super cool. So basically, every time I've been to the ocean, I've tried to collect as many as I
Seashells
could.
are pretty dope. I like
Specifically,
those.
those super dope swirly ones.
That's a
In
nice
my
one.
opinion, these swirly boys are by far the
Swirly
coolest
boys.
seashells. But I've never actually found one that's intact enough to keep. So
Bro, that's so true. I feel like every time I go to the beach, they're on the beach, right? But they're always like broken and stepped on, and they're kind of you know what I'm saying? Normally, if you find them, they're in like a shop or something.
basically my
Maybe he
mission
found one.
every time I'm in a salty body of water to go out and find one of these bad
I'd like
boys.
to hear it.
The
You gotta
only
go pretty
problem
far,
is,
right?
In most cases
I don't like that.
at a beach, the closer you are to the shore, the more whitewashed, broken,
Exactly.
and just, frankly, pathetic the selection of seashells
It's a great word
which
for
is
it.
why you gotta go out here to find the really good ones.
Ooh.
You'll find out later that that's because most of the stuff out there is still alive.
Have you guys ever been out
So
in
one
the
day,
ocean
we're in
before?
Florida, we
Like
get
next to
the
like the
beach, I got my
sandbar and stuff like
Velcro
that?
swim trunk pockets on.
I
and
have
I'm
been, and
ready
it's
to go.
sketch.
I looked out in the ocean. Target identified.
Target identified.
The sandbar.
Oh, yeah,
If
exactly
you've
what I
ever
was
been
just
to a
talking about.
beach in your life, you've probably heard of the sandbar. And no, I don't mean a tropical place that serves margaritas.
It's just
You
like
saw
a
my DJ
higher
video, you know I don't
sand
drink.
portion
I mean the space a little
where you can
further
stand up.
out from the actual beach, where it goes from shallow to deep, back to shallow over here, before hitting the drop off from Nemo.
That's
We're not
facts.
concerned with that bit.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
and
it
most
is.
people know that the
Yeah.
sandbar area is in fact one of the best places to collect seashells because it's further from the beach, so not a lot of people are out there stomping around.
That's very
Probably
true.
Because of you know, I don't know, sharks or something. But that's not that. Being afraid of that's dumb, is what that is. So while everyone's still putting down their towels and stuff, I kick off my flip-flops and I dive straight into the ocean to go to the sandbar. And I don't know what it was about that
Wait,
day,
by
but
yourself,
it was
bro?
so clear. I felt like I could see forever.
Oh, that's
Even though I
sketchy.
didn't have goggles, so the raw salt felt great against my bare naked retinas.
That's terrible.
I could still see
so
really
bad.
far out. I didn't even
You were
bother
opening your
swimming
eyes in
around
the
near beach
ocean?
because the chances of there being an intact swirly boy there was super minimal. So I started swimming straight out to the sand.
Oh my gosh, this is already terrifying. Middle, well, not necessarily middle of
And
the
like
ocean,
I said before,
but deep, kind
I'm
of.
apparently
Terrifying.
40% fish because I can usually swim out to any given sandbar underwater in a single breath if I really wanted to.
Okay.
One of the reasons I can accomplish this
He's like
is
that.
because I do this thing when I swim where I push off the ground and propel myself forward, and then I do a little dolphin thing with my body. And
It's like a
let
little
me tell
frog
you,
dolphin.
It works incredibly well. I've basically combined running like a leopard and swimming like a dolphin to create, in my opinion, the fastest way a human being can move
Okay.
underwater.
I mean,
call
that's
it-
one way of doing it.
I don't actually have a name for it, so I'm just gonna call it the number 7 from McDonald's. So I'm
What
doing
is
the
a number 7?
right? And
I feel
am
like that's a
flying
wait.
through
Isn't
the
that a
water.
fish
I was
sandwich or
going
something?
so ridiculously
It kind of would make
fast,
sense.
I bet all the marine life was freaking out. Yeah, man. So I called her up. It was her birthday, so I wanted to celebrate with her. But She
Celebrate?
didn't want to. Like, you know Michelle. She's a hermit. Yeah.
You know
I'm
Michelle.
not being racist or anything. That's just, that's just what she is.
Just what she is.
And I don't want to be pushy either because, I'll see her later at the office and I don't want that to be weird. figured. We work at the same shell corporation.
Of course.
So, I don't know, man. I just called the taxi crab to, you know,
Taxi
get a few of
crab?
our friends together for a little shindig. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Music is playing. I'm doing the sidewalk.
For sure.
And I notice Shelly giving me the fish eye.
Whoa.
I'm
The
like,
fish
what
eye?
the bank did I do, man?
Yeah.
Like, why is she getting all crabby on me all of a sudden? I know she has more of a sophisticated taste
The
in dudes,
fish!
but, you know, I'm out here. I pulled a muscle.
This
doing
is
the
great.
sidewalk,
Pulled a
trying to get
muscle?
a celebration cracking, and, you know, I just think she's a little shellfish for always thinking it's about her. Oh, whoa, dude, check out that guy. He's swimming so fast.
Oh, whoa, dude, check out that guy.
Man, good for him.
Anyways.
Anyway, thanks for listening, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah, of course, man. Look, I always tell people... when
Hey,
crap
shout
like
out to
this
storyboards.
Finally,
This is funny.
I made it out to the sandbar. And
There
I
you go.
immediately start looking as hard as I can for a swirly boy.
I can't get over the
I
eyes
dig with my
open in
hand
the
into
ocean.
the sand.
Let me know if you've
But all
opened
I
your
could
eyes
find
underwater
every
in the
time
ocean.
was sand dollars. And they're alive, too, so I can't even keep them.
Wait, they're alive? Why did I not know that?
I'm looking around for like 20 minutes. Nothing. I'm just about to give up. I dig my hands in the sand one last time, and I felt something.
Oh,
like
no.
a swirly texture.
Oh,
I
no.
pulled it out, and it's the smallest, most pathetic baby swirly boy I have ever seen. I mean, it's still cool.
I
but,
mean,
like,
yeah.
I'm looking for something I can use as a trumpet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm swimming around. I'm about to give up. But what
Aren't
I don't
those the ones where you
realize
could,
is
like,
that
hear
I've
the ocean or
drifted
something like that?
quite a ways
The big
out.
ones?
I'm accidentally swimming into the open ocean
Oh,
while
no.
the rest of my family is just tanning.
Yeah, did they not see
Cooking
what's
like
going
some
on here?
rotisseries. So it's just me out
Slow
there.
roasted.
I was getting
slow
uncomfortably
drowning.
close to the drop off.
Oh, no.
And right then, I saw it.
The shell?
It was at this moment that I realized I was maybe getting a little too far out. Because
I mean,
all I saw
you've been too
was
far
the
out, Bubba.
ocean dropping off from the sandbar.
Oh, no.
And a rope floating into the foggy distance
A
so
rope?
far that I lost sight of it. If I saw something like
don't
this
grab the
today,
rope.
I
Don't
would have
do it.
said nope, swam up, and then DJ David Hasselhoffed my way back to the shore.
There
But
you
for
go.
some reason, when confronted with this
DJ
eerie moment
David.
out there alone, I was like, cool, let's go check it out.
Ugh.
So I swam up to get one last breath of air.
Here we go. This is crucial right here. This breath needs to be a big breath.
And then I dove back in and started following this eerie rope.
All right, here we go. I'm sketched.
I'm following this thing, and it looks old. It is fuzzy, covered in seaweed, and it feels like it's going on forever. But as I look over,
There's
I
a
see
shark?
this huge, blurry black mass in the distance.
Oh, no.
Why am I still swimming towards it, you ask? Not a clue! As I get close
Not a
enough to see it,
clue.
I realize it is a huge, volcanic-looking rock. I say that
Oh.
because it was covered in craters and it looked like the surface of the moon.
Okay.
I was so close to the base of the rope.
At least
but
it's not
I
El
couldn't hold
Gran,
it
you know
any
what I'm saying?
longer, So I
Goodness.
swam up to grab a quick cup of fresh air.
Just a quick cup.
I was so focused on following the rope that I didn't even realize how deep it had gotten.
Oh, no, dude. That's terrifying. That's actually terrifying.
But I am running out of breath quick, so I just kept swimming.
That's such
and
a nightmare,
swimming
dude.
And swimming. The surface was so far away, but finally,
He
my
made it.
lungs filled with joy, and I looked around. And I
Oh
was
my-
really far from the beach.
This is
I
getting
was
worse
about
and
to
worse,
start
bro. I'm
swimming
scared
back,
for him.
But I realized I came this far.
Might as well now.
I have to see what's at the base of this rope.
You got to.
So I dived back.
I mean,
down
you don't
and
necessarily
swam
have
for what
to,
felt
but-
like forever.
Whatever.
Just to reach this giant rock. I don't know how deep it really was, but by the time I reached the rock, I was already almost out of breath.
That's
so I'm
not good.
following this
Still gotta go up.
creepy-looking rope down to where it connected with the rock.
Imagine being a fish and just seeing some
And I
guy
see it.
swimming that far down
It
in
is
the
a
ocean.
full ship's anchor, mostly buried in the sand. And I thought to myself, as any average alpha male would,
Don't try to carry it.
that anchor.
Nah, you can't get
With
that
what
anchor.
little breath I have left, I swim closer, I grab the fuzzy rope, and I start pulling with everything in me
Yeah, while you're under the water,
But it
though, I don't
doesn't
think you can
budge.
get much momentum.
I mean, go figure. It's a giant buried anchor with a snapped rope, which means not even a boat can pull it out. So there's no way a popsicle stick like me could even come close.
Kind of valid.
But anyway, right then, I saw something colorful out of the corner of my eye.
Is it a shell at least? Yes!
Dude, oh my gosh. It's a swirly boy. I freak out and I start swimming towards it as fast as I
I wonder
can.
if this is an
I get
actual
to the
true
crater,
story.
I look
This
in,
actually happened to my boy?
and there's a bunch of them. I am freaking out and
Let's go.
completely out of breath. So I grab the one I saw and I launch myself up to start the long trek to the surface. Finally, when I get there, I pull it out of the water, and it is a beauty.
Nice!
It's got no chips or cracks in it, and it is a bright, beautiful sunset pink, which is a really manly color. But it's like the perfect swirly shell. And when I was down
Men
there, I
wear
saw
pink, you know what I'm
a ton
saying?
more in that crater. So I put it in my Velcro pocket, I take another deep breath, and I dive straight back down to check out the rest. As I
he's
get
gonna
back
get
down
all
to
of
the
them?
same divot, I looked around and I noticed almost every single crater in this volcanic rock is chock
he hit the
full
jackpot.
of these swirly boys, and I can't believe it.
A
So I just start
swirly
grabbing
boys.
as many as I can and putting them in my pockets. I'm going back up to get air. I'm
I like
coming
this little
back
drawing
down and
animation
checking
sort of
every
situation.
single
Let me know what you guys
crater,
think in the
filling
comments.
my Velcro pockets to the brim, thinking I am never gonna need to find another swirly seashell after this.
Nice.
I am grabbing so many. I got big ones, small ones, tiny ones. I'm putting them in my regular pockets, and even the one weird back pocket that swim
Okay.
trunks usually have. Like, I've always wondered what the purpose is for that one, but
that
now
is true,
I know,
actually.
and I'm not even complaining at this point, because I'm using every space I can get to hold on to these shells. Every time I go up for air, it gets harder and harder because all of these
pulling
shells
you
are
down, brother.
surprisingly heavy for some reason, and I'm stuffing so many of them into my pockets, which makes it even harder to swim the long trek back to the surface so I can breathe.
Oh no.
While
He's
I'm in a
cooked.
crater collecting a few more, I look over and I see it. One
The biggest
massive
shell?
swirly shell sitting by itself,
Oh, that's
like
the one.
10 feet away from me. So I launch myself up to get air one last time.
That is the one.
And it takes me almost twice as long to get to the top because my pockets were so full. I finally get there, and I'm thinking one last trip down there. Grab any more that I can, and I'm swimming up and back to shore.
One last
If you
time.
remember my other video about almost dying at a super sketchy water park,
I didn't
I
see
said
that
in
one.
that
Let me know if you guys
never
want to see
say
that one.
One last time, last one, and then I'm done. Because almost every time those words
That's
are
true. You
spoken
already
or
made it
even
out so many
thought,
times.
something bad usually happens.
That's facts.
I dive back into the water one last time, and I almost don't even need to swim down at this point because the weight
The
of my
shells are just
pockets
pulling
is
them
just
down.
bringing me to the bottom. I get there and I find the crater with the mega shell.
Get it and go.
This thing was huge for a swirly
You can't
shell,
waste breath,
so I
bro.
just barely managed to squeeze it in there with all the other shells.
Well, he
At
did
this
get it
point,
in the
I
pockets,
am so
okay.
chock full, I have no space left, and I am officially too packed to fit any more shells. So I decide to go back up
Retreat.
and swim back to shore.
Retreat.
Every time I've swam to the surface, especially since my pockets have been getting heavier, I've always planted my feet on the rock and launched myself upward so it's easier to get to the surface. So I'm about to launch myself, and I get a sharp pain in my side. That was weird.
Oh
I guess
no.
these shells are pretty sharp. I get set to jump again, and this one hurts so bad that I lose my footing. So I dig into my pocket to pull out what's hurting me so much,
Something's pinching him.
and something latches onto my finger. I yank my hand out of the pocket, and one of the shells starts sinking away from me. I still don't have goggles on, and my eyes are
totally
blurry,
forgot
so
there's
I get
actual
closer
animal
as it's
sentinels.
sinking to inspect it, and as it comes into focus,
There he is. That's a big fella too.
and I am not kidding you,
They
of my
all do
pockets
it?
at once start moving by themselves. I start feeling pinches, pokes. I can feel dozens of tiny sharp legs.
That is
poking and
terrifying,
crawling
actually.
around as they start iron dripping themselves onto my really fleshy, tender upper thighs. That's why they were all so
That's a
perfectly
description right there.
preserved. They are all live crabs.
Oh
I start
my-
freaking out, and I'm pulling these things out as fast as I can and shaking my pockets, hoping they'll come loose. And I remembered something. I
You
turn
have no
to my
breath?
other side where I put the giant shell.
On the cheek region.
I see giant legs coming out of my pocket and
It's like they all just
crawling on my
simultaneously
body.
do it.
I start spazzing out and shaking as hard as I can, trying to get all of these live crabs out of my pockets. I ended up freaking out upside down, and right then I probably had one of the scariest realizations of my entire life. If I'm so far out in the ocean, I just found an undisturbed live colony of crabs.
My boy's been under the water forever, by the way.
Who knows what else is out there?
I mean, that's true.
I panicked and swam frantically to the surface and gasped for air. And I started swimming as fast as I can towards the shore.
There you
I
go.
don't even dare do the number 7 from McDonald's because that requires swimming
not the
to
number
bottom,
7.
and
Not the
there
number
could
7.
be anything down there.
Just don't
And I
even look,
got
bro.
Trojan horsed by a bunch of crabs, so I'm not taking any chances. I'm swimming on the surface as fast as I can when I had completely forgotten about my back pocket. They start pinching the
cheek
crap
pocket.
out of my tender cheeks, so I flip upside down, start emptying it out as fast as possible. I have to double check that literally everything is out of my pockets, and then I am gone.
There you go.
I finally
scoop.
washed up onto the shore, and I never really understood tanning, but after that, I did not want to go back in the water.
I don't blame you.
We're finally done tanning. You want to
I
come
don't
out
blame
and
you.
go for a swim? No! I genuinely have a hard time swimming in the ocean now because in only a few moments, I had developed an incredible fear of live
I don't
sea.
blame you there. I mean, he kind of did it to himself, though. Going out in the middle of the ocean, I don't ever recommend it, especially just swimming. Thank you guys for watching with me, though. I will see you in tomorrow's video. I love ya. Goodbye.